today we're going to talk about the practice of the 5 Tibetan rites. If you're doing this for the first time and you need the time to do your practice in between these little instructions, just hit pause, and when you're done with that set, press play again so you can move on to the next one. The first Tibetan is a standing practice. You'll stand straight, arms out to the sides, and the goal of this practice is to spin, always in a clockwise rotation. Some people like to spin, and as they do, they spot like a dancer. So you're always focusing on one point. Your head sort of turns around quickly to keep that point of focus. That can help you, it can help prevent some of the dizziness from turning. Some people, instead of spotting, like to keep their gaze right over a fingertip. So you're always focused on one spot instead of whipping your head around quickly like that. So whichever one works for you. When you're doing all of the Tibetans, the goal eventually is to do 21. At the beginning, go slow. You might start with 5, maybe with 10, whatever works for your body today. And over time, you can gradually increase that number. If you start to feel too dizzy, if you start to feel like heat, energy rising in your body, that's the point where you should stop, take a breath, lie down on your mat, and get ready for the next one. To begin, arms out to your sides, take a deep breath, and slowly start to turn to your right. At the beginning, go slow. You don't want to make yourself too dizzy. As you get better and better, more familiar with these practices, you can speed up. Eventually, you look like a whirling dervish. It's pretty fun. Once you're finished, stop, take a breath, and then lay down on your mat, Savasana. Ready for the second Tibetan? You should already be lying on your back, having done your quick Savasana after the first Tibetan. The second Tibetan looks a little bit like a plow pose. You walk your hands underneath your body with your thumbs almost touching. Legs straight. The basic version of the second Tibetan, you'll bring your chest, your head, and your legs up to make a U shape with your body. And then slowly lower back down, head down, legs down, and repeat. And just make that shape. Every time you come up, make sure that your chin is really tucked to your chest. And then come back down. So that's the basic version. If you'd like to take the upgrade, if the basic seems like you've got that one covered, it starts like this. You'll bring the legs up to the ceiling, lift up onto the shoulders, and then slowly bring the feet down to touch the floor. To reverse, you'll send your legs straight back up to the ceiling, and then lower back down. Here's where you meet the U shape. Lower back down, release. So you have the choice, step 1 or step 2. Just like the first Tibetan, you'll start with 5, maybe 10, whatever feels good in your body today, eventually working your way up to 21. So take some time right now, do the second Tibetan. Here we go. Once you're done, arms and legs fall out to the sides, take a breath. Very good. The third Tibetan, take the time to sit up, turn around on your mat, and stand up on your knees. This Tibetan looks a little bit like camel pose that we practice in a lot of our yoga classes. There are some slight differences though. The knees and feet are hip-width distance, maybe slightly wider, but your toes are actually hooked under, so you have a little bit of extra stability with your toes tucked. From here, the hands, instead of on your back, like in camel pose, will slide down to just below your butt cheeks. The third Tibetan my teacher Mary calls seaweed camel. It looks a little bit like a piece of seaweed waving in the ocean currents. When you begin, with your throat choked, chin to collarbone, pull your belly in, lean your upper body back. There's no backward bend here. It's spine as straight as possible. You go all the way back to the point where you can hold it. And then from there, push the hips forward. Slowly bring your head back. Lift your chest up and roll back up the spine. Back to your center. Sometimes when you start to move in this posture, you'll feel like you're going to fling forward a little bit. If you do that, if you have to catch yourself, that's totally normal. Just pick yourself back up, reset, and start again. Toes hooked under, chin to chest. Every time, get that throat choking sensation. Spine straight. Lean the upper body back. Keep your belly in. And go back as far as you can. Then release, push the hips forward. Lift the chest up, head back. Roll back up the spine. Start slow. Again, you don't want to make yourself too dizzy as you do these exercises. Start with 5, maybe 10, whatever is good for you today. Eventually working yourself up to 21. Here we go. Hands just below the butt cheeks. Throat choked, whole belly in. Begin when you're ready. You can go as fast or as slow as you need to. Always okay to hit pause on the video. And you can start again when you're ready. Great. When you're done, take a quick savasana. Turn around, lie on your back, and take a breath. Once you've taken your quick savasana, sit yourself up and set up for the fourth Tibetan. This one looks kind of like a tabletop posture. You turn around on your back, hands right underneath your shoulders, feet hip-width distance. Push your hips up towards the ceiling. Ideally, your hips are in line with the knees. If you're a little bit more flexible, your hips might even be up higher than the knees. Head goes back as far as possible. Hips up, throat open. From here, tuck chin to chest, hold belly in. Swing the hips back through the arms. And flex your feet. Slowly push the hips up. Bring your head back. Look back as far as you can. Push the hips up. One more time, I'll talk you through it. Tuck your chin, pull your belly in, throat choked. Swing the hips back. Really tuck the chin tight. Change. Swing the hips back through. Push your hips up. Bring your head back as far as it goes. At the beginning, you might not go super fast in this exercise. But just know, if you're doing it really slow, it can be difficult. Sometimes the speed helps a little bit with this one. Don't make yourself too dizzy. Do 5 or 10 and see how it feels. Here we go. Hips up, head back. Begin. Go as fast or as slow as you need. When you're done, turn around, take a quick savasana. The fifth Tibetan, the final one, starts in an upward-facing dog position. If you're unfamiliar with that, I'll show you what it is. With your hands right under your shoulders, step your feet back, bring your hips down, with your toes hooked under. Your thighs and your hips should hover just off the floor. That's how you find the proper distancing for this posture. The legs aren't down. The chest right between the arms, and your head is back as far as it goes. From the setup, you'll tuck your chin to your chest, pull your belly in, come up on the toes, hips up towards the ceiling, really tuck your chin to your chest. Then bring the heels down to touch the floor. To reverse, come way up on the toes. Slowly push the hips forward. Lift your chest. Chest comes through the arms. Head back. Thighs off the floor. Head back. Look up towards the ceiling. Again, tuck the chin to the chest. Pull the belly button back and up. Hips up to the ceiling. Then slowly heels down to the floor. It looks like a downward facing dog. Reverse. Come up on the toes. Slowly bring the hips through. Chest pulls through the arms. Head up. Eyes back. From there, you'll repeat. You can do that, again, very slow and controlled to build stamina. Over time, you can speed it up as it feels better and better. Do 5, maybe 10, and over time, working yourself up to 21. Let's begin. Hands right under the shoulders, hook the toes under, straighten the legs, and bring the hips and the chest forward. From your upward facing dog, begin, belly in, tuck the chin, bring the heels down, come back up on the toes, swing the hips forward, head up. Make each movement distinct. Excellent. And when you're done, turn around, lie down, relax on your back. That's the practice of the 5 Tibetan rites. It's something that you can just put in your tool belt for those times that you can't get to a yoga class. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. Stay tuned in for more quick little yoga practices that you can practice at any point throughout your day. Thank you all. Namaste.